Get the Friendo Club set up today and get access to over 700 Going In Raw bonus episodes, our monthly Big Blue predictions challenges, and the ability to ask questions at Going In Raw. We also offer the Steven Larson comic book and exclusive Friendo Club t-shirt. Just hit join here at youtube.com/Steven Larson or go to patreon.com/Steven Larson to sign up. Hey, Friendo, Steve here.
Hey, Larson.
Yeah, welcome back to Steven Larson's Pro Wrestling Podcast, ruining pro wrestling podcasting since 2014. Jam-packed episode today. We're going to talk about the pro wrestling news from the weekend and, of course, John Cena's pipe bomb homage to CM Punk. We'll give you guys our reactions to that on today's episode. But first, Larson, we've got Night of Champions coming up this weekend, and of course we're going to be doing our live watch along. It's the first time we're going live in a while. Hopefully my internet will hold up.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing that's been keeping us from doing it, unfortunately, but hey.
Yeah, it is what it is. But anyways, we got some things figured out, so we'll definitely be going live for it this Saturday, unless it completely craps out. But in any event, we're going to be live this Saturday, hopefully, along with our review right afterwards. That's if it actually happens.
Yeah, although early reporting seems to indicate that it will, so, of course, pay attention to the news. I guess it was, Saturday night. Looked at my phone, and the U.S. had bombed Iran nuclear facilities.
Yes.
So, in light of that, Fightful Select reached out to W Source to see if any changes were going to be made to this weekend's Night of Champions premium live event plus Smackdown, but both of which take place in Saudi Arabia.
That's right.
So one source told Fightful that everything is, quote, full steam ahead for the show. And the same source stated that, in their opinion, the show wouldn't be postponed or canceled, and thought, quote, there was too much money at stake with the upcoming Royal Rumble being there. That same source added the following, quote, Saudi is one of the safest places in the world in regards to this situation. Another source stated that they thought that WWE would be, quote, made assurances of said safety. PW Insider had some more, stating, quote, we have asked numerous WWE officials about the status of the show and heard nothing back. We are told that WWE staff and talents are slated to begin travel to Riyadh on Wednesday. So if a decision is to be made to move the shows, it would have to be done reasonably soon. WWE staff who were already on hand in Riyadh have not stopped pre-production work and setup. Talents have not been advised of any changes as of this writing. And that was today that PW Insider had that.
Yeah. I mean, on one hand, I understand why people would bring this up, because right now the Middle East, as is tradition, is a bit of a hotbed of activity. That being said, when you look at and when you look at a map, obviously, I know Jim Cornette responded to a tweet that showed a map that had like Riyadh, and of course, a little bit over there's the Persian Gulf, and then right after that is Iran, of course, right? That being said, when you take a look at the actual like relations between the countries, there is no chance in hell Iran or Israel would be launching anything into Saudi Arabia. That ain't gonna happen. There is no way that's gonna happen. So yeah, there's obviously. I mean, it's a very complex situation, but relationships between Saudi Arabia and Israel and relationships between Saudi Arabia and Iran are generally speaking all right.
Well, historically speaking, relationship between Saudi Arabia
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about right now. As of March of 2023, there was some peace talks brokered between Saudi Arabia and Iran.
Still, the historical nature of the relationship is not great.
Yeah, but that dates back thousands of years. I'm talking about in the here and now, why people wouldn't have much of a reason to worry. So yeah, I mean, Saudi Arabia, they're way too powerful a nation for Iran to be sending bombs into Riyadh. So no, when they say it's like the safest place in the world for the WWE situation, I firmly believe that's true.
Yeah, I mean, I would think the odds of anything happening are probably fairly low. Just before we hopped on today, I saw that Iran had apparently launched some attacks in Iraq and Qatar at U.S. military facilities. So this is definitely an ongoing, incredibly tense situation.
Yeah.
But You think the odds of anything kind of carrying over to Saudi Arabia probably not terribly high?
Yeah, I think they'd be like it's a 2% botch situation. I mean, that's, when you look at the landscape, that's sort of what my read is anyways. So yeah, I don't think, it's funny because people also observe, like, back in the day, like the tribute to the troops, like they'd actually be going into into situations much dicier.
Oh yeah.
Much dicier than this one.
Yeah.
So I know, I mean, I understand it's like, it's, oh man, there's a lot going on over there, and that's true, but Saudi Arabia is a different beast altogether.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's good that assuming WWE is making doing everything they can to ensure the safety of everybody involved.
Oh yeah,
and same with the responsible parties in Saudi Arabia for putting on these shows.
Well, yeah, I mean, dude, you would have to think it's not necessarily WWE; it'd be Saudi Arabia. Like, hey, we're bringing you guys over here. We're going to make sure that you're really, really well protected. I would think the impetus would be on them.
You'd think so, yeah.
Ensure that's where the safety would lie. So yeah, I would be pretty shocked if they were like, nope, it's too much going on over there. We're gonna bail out of this. When in reality, I would be really shocked if anything spilled over to Riyadh. But I don't know. I guess crazier things have happened.
Yeah. Anyways, you want to talk about SmackDown?
Yeah, dude. What was your? I'm really curious. I want to know. What was Larson's immediate reaction to the John Cena pipe bomb that everybody's talking about?
Has there been any negative reaction to it? Because I thought it was pretty fun and pretty darn clever. It was interesting because having obviously seen the pipe bomb, but also there's a really good contract signing between CM Punk and John Cena leading into SummerSlam 2011. And it felt like there was a couple nods to that, specifically when Cena was talking about, the talent that CM Punk has stepped on the necks of and to advance his own career.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was cool. Mentioning Claudio, Dolph, and Matt Cardona. I think this is the type of promo that we've all been kind of waiting for from this feud, where it felt, it's the shoot type thing, and they're really going for the throat here.
Yeah.
And last week when CM Punk says, here comes the disrespect, and it was this kind of tepid shit talk. And then Cena kind of, in his own way, unloads. And it's an interesting phenomenon taking place, and seeing Cena react to it, where his heel character is genuinely getting over.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Like, he is winning the crowd over because of his performance.
Mm-hmm.
And he's acknowledging it.
Yeah.
And he's reveling in it. And instead of him losing the title and be like, I've been wrong about needing to turn heel to be successful again. What if it's a situation where he just continues being the heel, the crowd starts to embrace him, and through the crowd embracing him, just bit by bit by bit, we start to see old Cena come back.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I wonder if the problem is, dude, you know what's really interesting? This is kind of a side note. We only have 17 dates left?
Yeah.
There's not a lot of time left.
No.
And you're right. I wonder if this is the kind of situation where it's like, man, can that be accomplished to a satisfying degree, or to the degree that it's like, man, it'd be great to see this play out in an organic way, as opposed to being constrained to, 17 or 18 more dates. But you're right. It's getting very popular with the crowd. And so you have to ask yourself, are they going to need to pivot in any way? Did they think that, this crowd is going to be, F you Cena, Cena sucks. That's going to be the dual chant, is just all negative. When you do something like this, and I feel like people are like the front office there in WWE, the creative staff, I feel like they're savvy enough to know he's going to go out and do this pipe bomb homage. It's going to get a good reception because, yeah, dude, to answer your question, there is always this thing where there's something that's really good. So what do people say? This is the best thing ever.
Yeah.
And then there's naturally a backlash to that, which swings wildly in the other direction.
Yeah.
Nah, this was mid and boring. That's the That's the level of conversation you get on social media these days. I have no doubt that our hot takes episode this week probably going to be whoever does this. Cena's pipe bomb was mid. There's a good chance that's going to make the thumbnail.
Every week we see at least 3 or 4 takes in the hot take thread. Something to the effect of John Cena's heel turn has been mid to John Cena's heel turn has been boring, and areas in between. You know?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if someone says, "Oh, this pipe bomb, Cena's pipe bomb. Oh man, it wasn't very good."
I will discourage people from using that particular one because I'm not going to use it. If you give us something clever that's like maybe 7 words,
insightful or clever, yes.
Right, exactly. Something that really people are going to click on, then you might make the thumbnail. So yeah, I mean, that's sort of the thing. I mean, what I think the thing that I used for the Wrestle Juice thing that I did Friday night was is this the top 10 promo of all time? And I'm like, I don't know if this is a top 10 Cena promo of all time, but it's damn good because Cena's always been damn good on the mic.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be his number 1 promo as a bad guy, at least up till now.
It would take, I mean, given the opponent, given what he's referencing, given the quality of the performance, it's going to be tough to top. And you could tell that he was really enjoying.
He was having a blast.
And I'm not, blast.
And I think it was awesome. I think it was really fun. But it's Cena calling out The Rock for having his shit written down on his wrist.
Yeah.
You and I always talk about the joy of witnessing something while it's urgent and vital. And that was CM Punk's original pipe bomb. Mm-hmm. A lot of people nowadays are like, oh, it wasn't even that great. But no, for the time it was, because nobody was bringing up the true nature of like Vince's relationship with Johnny Ace back in the day. And nobody was calling, Triple H a doofus son-in-law or whatever he called him. Mm-hmm. And so it was incredibly vital at the time.
Yeah.
And so this homage is incredibly fun. And to see John Cena have this much fun, the crowd be so into it, Punk have to sell for 5 minutes straight the way that Cena had to sell for him for 5 minutes straight before. Yeah. The whole thing was great. And then the awesome thing is then people look for Easter eggs. Like, for example, Matt Cardona.
Yeah.
Nick Nemeth.
Yep.
Claudio Castagnoli, a double C, for Colt Cabana. And when he says Claudio, he's doing the same thing that Punk did when he said Colt Cabana back in the day.
Yeah.
And I think that was maybe my one area where I think it could have reached into like really interesting is if he was more overt with the criticisms of CM Punk vis-a-vis AEW, what he said about Saudi Arabia. And so I think it was still a little bit too safe. If you really want to get people talking, then maybe go a little bit more overt with that. But that being said, I mean that's such a tame criticism. I thought this was a lot of fun. It was great. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was great. This is during the course of this feud, Cena has made great efforts to call out the Punk's hypocrisy. And did so again, saying, "You're not a punk, you're a capitalist."
Mm-hmm, yeah.
There were several. You change your values as often as I change shirts. He says.
Mm-hmm. Your tweets are strong, your actions are weak.
Yeah. So again, it was good stuff. And again, another small thing, and maybe this is unintentional, but when he said Claudio, he looked at a cameraman on the floor to deliver that line too. Mm-hmm. I'm like, is he referencing Claudio Cameraman? All those times there was that giant cameraman in AEW. They were expecting to be Claudio Castagnoli.
Yeah. That wasn't just an us thing, right? That was a lot of people.
No. I think other people thought that too, yeah.
Okay, yeah. We always used to call that big buff dude Claudio. And then he took off his mask, and I'm like, oh my God, it's just a guy who's really built like Claudio Castagnoli.
It's a cameraman who's legit 6'3", probably, 230 pounds of muscle.
Yeah, right, yeah. But no, I thought it was fun. I thought it was a great way to punctuate. I don't know. Well, he's probably going to be. Is one of his dates going to be Smackdown this week? Do we know?
I would expect. You got to think CM Punk's got to get. He's got to get the advantage for the go home math. You would think.
Oh yeah, you would think so.
So I would guess there's going to be some segment, which would give what after this next weekend, Cena would be left with 15 dates, and there'd be 20 26 weeks left in the year.
Yeah, dude. I mean, we can kind of talk about. We don't have ads this week, do we?
No.
Oh, look at us, man. Hey, you know what? We'll stop here anyways, just to let you guys know. Of course, dude, we're wrapping up the Money in the Bank month prediction challenge.
Yeah.
Money in the Bank, you can see it right there. I'm just putting that right there so people are reminded of what the prize is. Not that I have, declared myself the winner, because I think I'm pretty far behind. But is Night of Champions like the last thing on the thing, right?
The last aspect of the June predictions challenge, yeah.
So here's the deal. If you are participating in the predictions challenge this month, be sure not to forget to hop on the predictions form when it goes live, probably tomorrow, maybe the next day. I don't know, at some point between now and then.
Or Tuesday, excuse me.
So be sure to hop on that. If you haven't participated in any predictions challenge and you're interested in getting in on it, this is a great way to practice. Go to patreon.com.
Sorry to interrupt. Not only practice, put everybody on notice.
It's a great way to put us all on notice. It's like, oh man, Joe Blow Jabroni, brand new patron / channel member. They cleaned up at Night of Champions, Morning of Champions. They couldn't win because they weren't already in on it. But hey, we're all on notice now. Now we got to watch out for July predictions challenge for this person.
Exactly.
So Joe Blow Jabroni, or whoever you may be, if you want in on the predictions challenge, if you want in on all our old bonus episodes and the question threads, then get the Friendo Club set up. Click join right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson, or go to patreon.com/Steve and Larson and click on the $5 a month Friendo Club setup. There we have a variety of reward tiers there, as well as we do on the channel memberships here at YouTube. So either way you do it, you get access to the same stuff. So yeah, do that. We also have new merch. Of course, Game 7 is in the books. Marred by that injury.
Gosh, that sucked.
That was rough. That was rough. But then you had to open up a whole conversation of between KD, Jason Tatum, Dame, and now Tyrese. Should these guys with calf strains be even playing? But it's the finals. There's no way Tyrese is going to.
No, it's a situation where these players dedicate so much of their lives to reaching the finals, and they got to make that choice. Are you going to risk further injury to compete? And I think that's the emotion that you saw from Tyrese when it happened. I'm sure it hurt like all hell.
Oh,
but it
no,
was a disappointment. It was.
He already had 9 points.
I know.
He already had 9 points.
That his body couldn't give him 40 more minutes.
I know. But anyways, in celebration of the sport that we love so much, basketball, we've got the Friendo Club. What do we call this thing? Friendo Club Hoops Collection.
Hoops Collection. That's what it's called.
That's what we call it. We got a bunch of jerseys up right now over at friendoshop.com. You can get them for 20% off by using the promo code Friendo2024. Got some hats. Got a new Friendo Club Hoops logo, t-shirt and hoodie. These jerseys are really awesome. You can wear them on the court or at the beach, chilling in your backyard at the 4th of July parade, just around the house. They're super comfy. What?
Why would the 4th of July parade be in your backyard?
I actually meant, there should have been like a comma there. It's like separated because that, my backyard is a pretty decent sized backyard. Not quite big enough for a full town parade.
Well, nor is it facing a street where a parade would be happening either.
You know what's lame is that my town doesn't want to compete with like the surrounding areas. So like we have our 4th of July parade like on July 10th June 10th or something like that. We call it the red, white, and blue parade.
Oh, because it's close to Flag Day.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
We're like, we don't want to compete.
Mid-June, I believe.
Because like Folsom has their own 4th of July, Rancho has their own 4th of July. So yeah, we didn't even go to ours this year. But might go to the Rancho one. That should be fun. Yeah. So if you want to go to the Rancho Cordova 4th of July parade, Steve here might be.
Steve here might be there.
And it's always so hot. I always get sunburned at those things.
I know, it is so hot.
Yeah. So anyways, right now, friendoshop.com. Get the Friendo Club Hoops Collection. A lot of cool jerseys over there, man.
Yeah. More to come, too. Check it out.
More to come. I started to do one in the OKC Thunder colors. I don't think I really like it, to be honest with you. But somebody asked for that, and I was
Have
like,
you
yeah, maybe
seen-
I'll give it a shot.
Have you seen the Thunder's jerseys that are the jersey itself is black, and then I think all the types in white, and then they have the orange and that kind of creamsicle almost yellow color as kind of like the highlight colors.
Maybe I probably have. Like, I don't have an image of it in my head.
Yeah, those are really cool. I think they got the names below the numbers too on back.
Oh, that's cool.
And so SGA has to have 2 lines for his last name.
He's got a really long name.
Yeah, because they can't arch
really
it
long
over the numbers like they do for the regular jerseys.
Yeah. Dude, listen, I'll be honest with you. I don't need to do NBA homage jerseys. I want to do some Big 3 homage jerseys.
That's what I'm talking about.
DMV trilogy. That's really what I want.
You know what the thing is? DMV stands for?
Department of Motor Vehicles.
Nah, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia.
So that's like a thing out there, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I figured it probably wasn't the Department of Motor Vehicles, but being California guy, I'm like, yeah, it's DMV, baby.
Well, I think most states call their DMV the DMV. I don't think California's alone in calling it the DMV.
Even out there on the East Coast,
I don't know
it's
for
called the
sure,
DMV?
but I know the DMV thing has been used for that.
I know it's
region
been
of
in
the
a couple
Mid-Atlantic.
states out here, like on this side of the Mississippi, but I didn't know like how far that would
Yeah, I
extend.
don't know for sure.
Okay, interesting. Like, what was it you said? What was it? DMV.
Delaware,
stuff?
Maryland, and Virginia.
So like Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, do they have the DMV for Department of Motor Vehicles? Because that gets really confusing.
Let me check.
Do they call it the DMV? I'm
Maybe.
really curious about that now.
Yeah, Virginia Department of Motor Vehicles. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What about
That's nuts.
Maryland?
They're living life on the edge out there, then, aren't they?
Yeah, that could be confusing. Where are you going? The DMV? So Maryland is the Motor Vehicle Administration.
See, they're smart. They're like, we don't want to get this confused. What about Delaware? What do they got over there? How do you get your driver's license in Delaware?
Division of Motor Vehicles. Yeah, DMV.
Division of the
But it's still
division of
DMV.
motor vehicles.
I'm going to the DMV. Like, you're in the greater DC area. I'm going to the DMV.
Yeah.
Aren't you in the DMV?
You're in the DMV. No, I got to get my license. Oh, the DMV.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
No, I'm going to Maryland. It's not the DMV there.
Ah, hell. Anyways, so yeah, let's get back to it. Talk about this SmackDown. We'll just go ahead and start off with. Let's just go ahead and talk about the show itself.
Yeah.
So it was advertised that we're going to get John Cena versus Ron the Truth Killings.
Oh, hold on. Time out. Sorry, it's not Delaware. It's DC, District of Columbia, Maryland, Virginia. That makes more sense. The greater Washington, D.C. area is what it is. It's DMV.
No. That makes even less sense now. Why wouldn't it just be DCMV?
Because DMV runs off, sounds better.
I mean, it just sounds better because we know it is a car thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's
I
just
thought it was
move
Delaware
on.
because Delaware's right next to Maryland. My bad.
Let's move on, man. We're just getting. I can feel the viewers drop now. John Cena versus Truth was, of course, one of the advertised matches on the show.
It felt like something they just had to get through to get to the CM Punk bit, though.
Well, because I think I saw in like Cage Match, it was after a John Cena. I have to double check this, but it was after like a John Cena Truth match that the original pipe bomb went down. Let me double check that.
Oh.
CM Punk pipe bomb. Anyways, why don't you go ahead and talk about stuff?
So, we'll talk about what leads up to the Cena Truth match and the subsequent pipe bomb. So, Alistair's advertised to be in action. So, Kit Wilson's in the ring waiting for him as Alistair's making his entrance. Ron Killings attacks Kit, throws in the post, locks on STFU, grabs a mic, says, "Get Cena out here right now. I'm driving my terms. Cena, get out here." So he puts the STF on Wilson again, and Alistair's just standing on the ramp, watching it. So officials run down, break it up. Ron's lit up the ramp. Alistair looks at him. No match happens. We're backstage, and Jamie Noble is trying to calm down Ron Killings. And Ron says, "I'm driving, Jamie. When I see Cena, I'm going to kill him." And then Alistair walks up and says, "Why are you getting involved in my business?
Why are you in my match?
And then Ron says, "Had nothing to do with you." So Damian Priest walks up, given the history between Priest and Ron Killings. Ah, interesting.
Yeah, it's cool.
So Damian says, "Alistair, hey, let me talk to him. He's going through some stuff." So he turns to Ron Killings, says, "Yo, there's no need for that. I get you're frustrated, but you can't beat up people for no reason. I used to do that, but you were the guy who would make me smile, make the world smile. All that anger, focus it on your match tonight. Focus it on John Cena. Go out and handle your business. And then me and you, we're going to go downtown and celebrate. And Killing says, sounds good, DP. So he walks off. Then we get our main event, Cena versus Ron Killings. There wasn't a whole lot to this. Like half the match took place during picture-in-picture.
Yeah.
So towards the finish, Killings hits a stinger splash in the corner. Cena rolls out, grabs the title, says, I'm out of here, walks up the ramp. So Killings chases him down, lays in some punches, but then Cena hits him with the belt to get DQ'd. So that's when Cena is about to lay into truth some more. Punk's music hits. They go back and forth a little bit. Punk picks up the belt, about to hit Cena with it, and then Cena kicks him right in the front area. Cena gets a table in the ring, puts Punk through it with an AA. He gets a mic, sits on the top turnbuckle.
I'll do the thing here.
Sure.
But I can also confirm that it was June 27th, 2011, John Cena versus R-Truth.
All right.
And that's when the pipe bomb took place. So, whether or not I am kind of curious, like, hey, you know what? We've got this truth thing. We released him, brought him back. Like, I wonder what the lineup of decisions was. What's the chronology of decisions to do the pipe bomb symmetrical to a John Cena R-Truth match from the pipe bomb? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Especially if the decision was made to release R-Truth and then had they not brought him back.
Is it possible? It's all part of the show, man. Did you enjoy the show? All part of the show, man. So let's get into the Cena pipe bomb. He says, Punk, as you lay there in your most uncomfortable... Oh, somebody's afraid of what I'm going to say. As you lay there, I hope you can listen. I hope you can digest. Before I leave here in 6 months with that WWE Championship, I got to get a whole lot of stuff off my chest. First things first, I don't hate you. I don't even dislike you. I like you. I like you more than anyone you've shared a locker room with. I hate this idea of you, this idea that you're the best in the world. I'm the greatest of all time. You're better than me at one thing. You're the best bullshitter in the world. Oh no, kiddos. And they didn't bleep this on the broadcast because I saw it first on socials. Okay. Oh no, kiddos. John Cena dropped a curse word. The show is off the rails. Stu, shoot this. I'm breaking the fourth wall. Truth is, Punk, I'm jealous of you. I am jealous that you've conned these people into believing this myth that you're the best in the world. They chant for you. When you come out, they sing to you. They don't believe a goddamn thing you say because you change your values as much as I change my t-shirts. A loudmouth opportunist who will step over people who work hard if it gets you ahead. Hey, Claudio Castagnoli. Hey, Nick Nemeth. Hey, Matt Cardona. How you guys doing? Oh, yeah, we're still on. I'm heating up. He's on fire. There's nobody back there who'll cut my mic to save your ass because I'm your only friend. Remember who gave you the stage for your pipe bomb, pal? What have you done since then? You've just regurgitated the same 5 microphone moves of doom. You're promo potato salad, pal. You're not the voice of the voiceless. You're a friggin' millionaire despite yourself. You're not Punk. You're a capitalist. You aren't against TKO. You're Mr. TKO. They knocked your balls off your body. Your tweets are strong, your actions are weak. In Saudi Arabia, you're going to face some loud music when I prove to the world that every day for 25 years I've been the greatest of all time. See, they know. They know you were the best in the world for 7 minutes 14 years ago. If after Night of Champions you're still delusional enough to believe you're the best in the world, well, I guess it's a small world after all. You're welcome, Grand Rapids. And Grand Rapids at this point, they are loving it. They're cheering this shit. He says, bring your A game because if this building's any indication, the mood is starting to change. The best in the world against the greatest of all time for the most coveted prize in sports entertainment, the WWE Undisputed Championship. I know you'll sing, I know you'll chant, but I know even you idiots can see the truth. The champ is here. Oh, USA, keep the extra 2.5 minutes. Elvis has left the mother-fudging building. Sorry, I had to rip off your promo to make it look foolish. And then he raises the belt. And then he heads up the ramp, and he blows Punk a kiss, and the show goes off the air.
Yeah.
So, yeah, really fun stuff. Really inspired shit.
It was. It was really good. We have our first 2 finalists, I guess 1 finalist each for King and Queen of the Ring. So our first semifinal match was Alexa Bliss versus Asuka. Asuka gets the win here. When Alexa's looking for Twisted Bliss, Asuka gets her knees up and hits the running hip attack to get the win. She moves on to the finals. So then we're backstage, and Michin, B-Fab, and Jade are chatting. Michin and B-Fab's like, hey, we gotta go talk to Nick Aldis about the tag titles. They walk off. And then Byron steps in for an interview, asks Jade about facing Roxanne tonight on Raw in the other semifinal match. And Jade says Roxanne has potential. She's quick, she's scrappy, she's still trying to prove herself, but this isn't a proving ground, it's a throne room, and I was built for royalty. Asuka is a storm on the horizon, but I'm the storm. This tournament wasn't built for the future. It was for the woman who can walk through fire, shatter glass ceilings, collect her crown on the way to the top. I'm not just going in to win, I'm going in to reign.
So you got Asuka advancing. You got Jade and Roxanne. Who goes to Saudi?
You got to think it's Jade beating Roxanne tonight, because I don't know if Naomi's very much has her sights set on getting the title, cashing in her briefcase. Not to say that she couldn't interfere and cost Jade this match tonight on Raw, nonetheless.
Not a ton of motivation right now to do
Not
that.
right now, because Naomi seems to be really focused on Tiffany and cashing in. And if it's just a straight up one-on-one match, I would have to give Jade the advantage. I don't see enough of motivation for Raquel Rodriguez to help Roxanne, even though they are somewhat aligned in Judgment Day. Raquel seemingly wants nothing to do with her, so
there would have to be some setup on tonight's episode before the match for, or Raquel just helps out because she realizes if I don't have another partner, my tag title is going to be vacated.
Yeah.
And so I need to kind of make good with Roxanne to make sure that we're all good.
Yep. That would make sense.
So she helps her win. Roxanne agrees to take on, which, why else? Why wouldn't she ever agree to just have a tag title? That doesn't make a ton of sense either. But you just write it. I guess you're forced to make it make sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. If it's Jade, because we both agree that we think that Asuka's going to move on. Mm-hmm. Like Asuka's going to win the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. But then it also makes sense that if Jade's not going to win the tournament, then have it have some sort of wonky finish, probably tonight.
Like, obviously, if it's a clean win, it's going to be Jade.
Yeah.
If Roxanne wins, it ain't going to be clean. And it's not even going to be because Roxanne cheats on her own. It would have to be outside
interference,
an outside situation. So, yeah, I mean, Roxanne, my thing is this. Roxanne versus Asuka in Saudi Arabia makes more sense.
Mm-hmm.
That just makes more sense. Unless they want to go with hey, this is just a really cool matchup. Jade still has that star power. It won't necessarily be the better match in ring.
Mm-hmm.
But Jade has been putting on Jade when they have her stick to her strengths, she can hang. She can hold her own in a really cool match.
Yeah.
So, and on top of that, maybe there's the attraction element of, hey, we're going to Saudi Arabia, Jade Cargill's a big attraction. Maybe that would be a draw too. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
You just got to assume any loss that Jade's going to have, whether it's tonight or if she makes it to the finals, it loses to Asuka, is going to be protected.
You know what I appreciate too?
What's that?
Is that they done scrubbed the whole Jade, she's undefeated thing. That's not even because as soon as she came back, she took a loss.
Yeah, yeah.
And I appreciate that because now it's we don't. That's not a question. It's Jade's not going to lose here because she's undefeated.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why undefeated streaks just few and far between.
Exactly.
Don't worry about those.
No. So later on, we see Jay Uso. He's making his entrance through the crowd. He comes to the ring and says, "Hey, you don't even have to say anything." Because Cody's there. Why did I cut
like
this
that
off?
that you just read that in about 7 seconds, and it was about 12 minutes of screen time.
Yeah, and also like Cody makes his entrance before that, and I didn't copy that over to our notes. So let me do that real quick.
Like Jay's entrance. You talk about, Cody makes his way to the ring, Jay makes his way to the ring. We're 20 minutes. That's 20. That 2 sentences, 20 minutes because of the music, the fans, the encore. And I'm not talking shit about the encore stuff, but god damn, it eats up so much. It is such the poster child for fast forward, like waiting until the whole show is done and fast forwarding.
Yeah, it really is. Stuff. It really is. If you're not there in the live crowd to yeet along with Jay Uso, then yeah, totally. Mm-hmm. So sorry, let me start this over. Cody comes to the ring.
Yes. He
takes the mic. Then Jay makes his entrance.
Okay.
Of course, they're facing off on a King of the Ring semifinal match tonight on Raw. Jay says, "Hey, you don't even have to say anything. Me and you been in the trenches, still in the trenches, fighting my family, winning tag gold, and finishing our stories. We've been the mountaintop, but Cody, this Monday, there's only room for one of us. You against me against you. Look at me. I know you'll bring it. I got to get mine, Oos. That being said, I know it ain't personal. It's business. But that being said, on Monday after we go to war, please believe it'll be 4 letters, 1 word. Yeet." This brings out Sami Zayn. And he, says, "Jay, you're my best friend," essentially. It's like, hey, we're all close here. We're all great friends. Difference is, both of you have been world champion. I haven't. It's time for me to get mine. I'm going to finish my story. That means I got to win against Randy Orton tonight. This brings out Randy. He pretty much says, "Cody, I'll do whatever it takes to beat you. Jay, I respect you. Our families go way back. But if you're across the ring for me, it's not going to be 4 letters. It's going to be 3 letters, 1 move." And then he turns to Sami. He says, "One day, yeah, you'll be world champion, but SummerSlam ain't going to be that day." And then they have their match.
And Randy Orton wins that clean as a whistle.
It was fun, too. I like when Orton pokes Sami in the eyes, and then like 30 seconds later, Sami pokes Randy in the eyes.
Yeah, no, this match was a lot of fun. And I wasn't in any way surprised at the outcome.
No.
Because until I see somebody on Sami Zayn's level beat Randy Orton clean, I'll believe it. You know what I mean?
I get that. You know what they kind of maybe should have done? And I know Jay versus Cody's be the main event on Raw, I'm guessing, tonight. With Randy winning, it totally telegraphs Cody's winning tonight.
Oh, 1,000%, yeah.
They probably should have had Cody versus Jay on SmackDown. So the outcome of this match would be a little bit more in doubt. Because Cody beating Jay, Cody versus Sami, that's interesting. They have history. Cody versus Randy, they have history. That's interesting.
Yeah, dude, I know. But do you think sometimes, okay, let me ask you this. How did I win that hat, dude? Where's the hat? There's the hat. How did I win that hat?
I don't know, but yeah.
How did I win the hat? How did I win that hat?
You went the safe, boring route.
Right. And that's what they did.
Yeah.
And so when you see this field, Jay, Sami, Randy, and Cody.
The safe outcome is Cody and Randy. Yeah, I know.
What's the obvious outcome here?
Yeah.
Cody and Randy. So as cool as it could have been to see whatever, Cody and Jay or Cody and Sami or whatever the permutation would be.
Oh, Sami and Jay. Yeah.
Sami, yeah. Right, yeah. Sami and Jay. It's always going to be Cody and Randy. They're huge, especially Randy. Of course, Randy's going to be in Saudi Arabia,
I guess, it's kind of surprising to a degree that Sami's not even having a match at the card at Night of Champions.
What is the card right now?
Right now, there's 5 matches. The King of the Ring Finals, the Queen of the Ring Finals, Cena, Punk, Dom, and AJ, and then they just booked Jacob Fatu and Solo. Those are the 5 matches advertised.
And then, so last year's Crown Jewel had 6.
Are they going to make Sami versus Karrion Kross or something?
Oh, well, wait.
That's happening tonight, isn't it? No. Sami said after I get through this tournament, I'm going to turn my focus on you. That's what he said on Raw last week while he's out of the tournament.
Where's Raw this coming? Raw tonight? No, where's Raw? Sorry, where's Raw next week?
I don't know.
It's not. They're not still in Saudi for that.
I don't believe so.
Okay. All right. was going to say Sammy could have a match there, like in Saudi Arabia. Because you're right. It is surprising. But I don't know. There's still time. Who knows? But yeah. And I think you're right. He's probably going to, there's a good chance Sammy wins a Rumble in Saudi. So anyways,
speaking of someone who's looking to be champion, Nia Jax wants another shot at Tiffany Stratton to win back WWE Women's Championship, so her music hits. She comes to the ring, grabs a mic, and says, "No, it's crazy. Tiffany Stratton approached me to be under my wing because she knew what I could do for her, and she's thriving. What thanks do I get? She betrayed me. She has my title." So this brings Tiffany out, and she says, "Nia, you're like the toxic ex I can't get away from. Newsflash, get over it. You make excuses, but when you admit maybe I'm better than you." And Nia interrupts, says, "If you're so much better, give me the rematch without taking a chair to my face." And Tiffany says, "Your lucky day. You want a match? Next week is officially me against you. I'll be happy to add some more scars to that 5-head of yours because this isn't just a regular match. It's the last woman standing match." So Nia looks for a clothesline. Tiffany evades it, hits Nia with a kick. But then Nia hits a slam and a leg drop. So then she leaves. She's starting to leave. Naomi's music hits. She rushes down with the briefcase and is trying to cash in, but then Nia pulls her out of the ring, and then Tiffany ends up drop kicking Naomi into Nia on the floor.
I love the enthusiasm. However, strategy is like 2 out of 10 on this Naomi cash-in attempt.
Yeah.
If it was, I thought, because at first I was like, oh, she just sort of playing mind games with Tiffany here. Like, oh, I can cash in whenever, so I'm going to come down and act like I am, but I'm really not. No, she really wanted to while a fully with it Nia Jax was just hanging out.
Yeah.
Naomi, I appreciate the enthusiasm and the ambition, but picking and choosing your spot is everything with Money in the Bank. You got to make sure everybody's down.
Yep.
But then the social media video of her.
Oh, so good.
Her riding around a little scooter suitcase thing.
That was so great. Good. Gosh, that was so good.
Move, bitch. Get out the way.
Some ludicrous playing. That was great.
Yeah.
Opening show was LA Knight.
Yeah. Boy, so this guy's over. He's so popular. When's he getting a world championship, man?
Yeah, it's going to be a while, I feel like. So he comes to the ring, drops a promo. Talks about the beef he's got with Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. He's like, usually I like to let things slide, but I figured I couldn't in this case. I had to make sure I had to screw over one of Seth's guys out of King of the Ring. They paid it back one more time, so I screwed the other one. It got me thinking, there's only one way this goes. Raw, Smackdown, where it ends, nobody knows. I know where it ends, and it ends with me and Seth Rollins. What better place than here? What better time than now? Seth Rollins, come out and talk to LA Knight. So instead of Seth, we get Paul Heyman. LA Knight. So Heyman tries to do his introduction, but the crowd's booing him whenever he mentions Seth Rollins. So Knight says, "All right, what's your point? Why are you here?" And Heyman says, "There's a lot of bad blood between you and Seth. However, I happen to be, with all due respect to everyone here, I happen to be the number one LA Knight fan in all of WWE."
Interesting.
So what's that?
I said interesting. Paul Heyman is number one.
I don't think it's the first
LA
time he
Knight.
said this either.
Yeah, no, I'm a huge LA Knight fan. I personally think I'm a bigger LA Knight fan than Paul Heyman. I used to watch him as Eli Drake in NWA and TNA.
Do you have a dummy button?
Do you think Paul Heyman has a dummy button?
I don't know, maybe.
Oh, no. Man, maybe he is number one fan.
Could be. So Heyman says, "I've been waiting a long time to say this." Yeah. Says, "Because of that, Seth freaking Rollins has allowed me to say to you as a favor to me, it's time for you to get the hell out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. If you don't, something really bad is going to happen before the night is over." So LA Knight says, "I couldn't help but notice, but did you just threaten me? I got to wrap my head around this. I heard you say that before. You know why I heard you say it? Why I heard you say it? You're a liar, a swindler, a grifter, a schemer. You leech on every piece of talent with a little bit of hype, a little bit of buzz. You leech on them, suck them dry, and move on to the next. Seth happens to be the next one afterwards. I don't care. I asked for Seth Rollins, but you gave me Paul Heyman. Well, you gave me Paul Heyman. You gave me one talking pretty good. You gave me one talking pretty tough. So I got this idea, talking about wise men and wisdom. There was a time a man like me would have knocked your wisdom teeth down your throat, but I won't do that yet. Here's what I'll do. Since you're talking tough and can't bring me Seth, that just means the only thing we can do is LA Knight and Paul Heyman right here, right now. I tell you what, I'm going to turn my back. I'm going to take my stuff off. You get the first shot. But if you don't make it count, I'm going to molly whoop your ass. So Knight turns around, starts to take his vest off. Heyman rolls out of the ring and says, remember when I told you to get the hell out? That wasn't a prediction. That was a spoiler. This brings out Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed. They attack LA Knight. They throw him over the barricade, and then LA Knight emerges with chair, hits both of them with it, and chases them off. We get a quick interview backstage with Heyman, Braun, and Bronson. Byron steps up, and Braun's about to go after him. Heyman says, hold on. And so Byron says, I just received word from Nick Aldis. Bronson Reed will go one-on-one with LA Knight. And Heyman goes, okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So that match happens later.
Yeah.
DQ finish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Braun just gets too upset. He can't control his anger, his rage, his intensity. He was literally barking at Byron when Byron stepped in earlier.
He does his thing now.
He's all pent up anger.
This dude just needs to blow a load, man.
Seemingly.
You know? Just get it out.
Something to relax.
Just a fountain. A fire hose.
Or like the SNL skit, they throw up, huh?
Yeah, except it's down there.
So anyways, LA Knight has the upper hand, kind of. Although, like Bronson Reed hits a Death Valley driver, looks for a power bomb. LA reverses that into a DDT. Oh, he takes out Braun on the apron. And then low bridges Bronson Reed out. And then he's about to charge in for like that wrecking ball drop kick, but then Braun Breaker slides in, hits him with the spear. It's a DQ. So then Braun hits him with another spear, and then Bronson hits him with a couple of tsunamis.
The tsunami is super over.
Why didn't LA Knight cough up blood like Kenny Omega did a couple weeks back? That would have been really effective.
Because he's not committed to the craft. That's why.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
You know, only Kenneth Omega. Kenny, by God, Omega, that committed to the craft. That he ingests pig blood and vodka, and is able to. Yeah, yeah, man. I mean, I love LA Knight, and the people love LA Knight, and they'd love to see him get a. They'd love to see him get a win on Seth Rollins, but I think he's just chummed for Seth Rollins.
Yep.
What the hell? This is gonna make the people even angrier. The LA Knight fans. Oh man,
that's what WWE's doing. They're getting the fans so angry about LA Knight not getting to the top.
Yeah.
That they're gonna get a groundswell of support. It's the Daniel Bryan thing. You know, it's the Becky Lynch thing where people get frustrated that one of their favorites ain't getting the opportunities they deserve.
Yeah. They're gonna explode like a fire hydrant.
Oh goodness.
Oh, man. Hey, let me ask you something.
Sure.
Bronson and Braun.
Uh-huh.
Man, they need to start developing these guys. They're just coming off like henchmen plus.
I mean, Braun barks.
I don't know what point you're trying to make with that, to be honest with you. Are you saying, yeah, Steve, you got a good point? Or what are you talking about, Steve? You're an idiot. He barks. Which one is it?
Can it be both?
I think it probably is.
I think both is what I'm aiming for.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, come on, man. Just let's hear these guys talk.
I know.
Talk a little bit.
It's all about the interpersonal dynamics. That's how you establish character here.
Chop it up. You know, Bronson's like, Braun, you seem like you're really pent up. Do you need to go crank one out in the bathroom? Oh, maybe I do. Oh, maybe I do.
Well, you just start barking. You just bark at Bronson.
He's like, what does that mean? Yes? I don't know. I don't speak dog.
Braun and Bronson had more fleshed out characters before joining Seth Group than they do now. Now they're just...
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And that's saying something because Braun's character is pretty much intense guy who barks.
I got to go back and... Braun's character before was intense guy who reluctantly has a barking catchphrase. Because most of the time when he would do that, he didn't even really seem into it.
Oh, yeah. Whenever he said, where are my dogs at in whatever city they were in, it felt like an obligation. Like, all right, the scriptwriter says, make sure you emphasize this point. We're going to put it in bold in the script.
You remember shit in bold. Yeah. And then he didn't do it once, and somebody was like, next time he got it, it was in red. There was some red pen. Somebody, Triple H had put in red pen.
The size 20 font.
Yeah. Do you want to sell shirts or not, man? This is my favorite part of the show because now you get to read the lines from Jacob Fatu. I'm going to be solo in this,
All right.
this situation. The people have demanded this, Larson.
All right.
After last week's performance of the
Sure.
Jacob Fatu promo, you are now the permanent Jacob Fatu.
Cool. All good.
Awesome. So, we're backstage. JC Matteo was wrapping his fist. Solo says, "What are you doing?"
What are you doing?
JC says, "I'm going to take out Jacob." Solo says, nah, I'm going to go out alone and talk to him. When I was tribal chief, I was the only one he would listen to. He needs me, so I'll smooth things over. Just be ready, though." And Mateo's like, "Oh, yeah." So, Solo comes down. He says, "All right, Jacob, I'm out here in the middle of the ring all alone with open arms, willing to talk face to face. I feel terrible about what happened. If you're back there, come out so we can clear the air." So, Jacob comes out, grabs a mic. Solo goes first. He says, "First, I didn't come out here to fight. I'm not here for that. I want to make it clear that I love you. I've always loved you no matter what. One thing I learned as tribal chief was how to love and take care of family. Families fight all the time. They fight, they argue, they forgive, they move forward. So let's move forward together. Let's do it as one. Jacob, nobody saw the potential in you except me. Nobody wanted you here except me. It's why I brought you here out of scummy Sacramento. Gave you the opportunity to change your life. Put food on the table for you and your family. You know why? Because I love you, man. And to be honest, I don't have anybody else. All I got is you. You're all I got, man. You're all I need. Come back. Baby, come back to the family. And even if you don't say those 4 words, I'll say it loud and clear for everybody to hear. I love you, Jacob." Now, as Jacob Fatu, Larson has the floor.
So you love me, huh? That's what it comes down to. You loving me? The way I see things, you've been using me. You've been using me to gain power, using me to fight your battles, even using me so you could stay tribal chief. Hell, you brought me in so I could bring you fame? You brought me in because you thought I was going to bring you gold? Is that what this is about? Power, fame. Solo, look at me when I speak to you. You see, ever since I won this title, you're the one acting different. Maybe I'm not the problem. Maybe the problem isn't me. I figured it out. Maybe the problem is this. Maybe the problem is the U.S. title. So he takes it off and lays it on the mat. If that's what I think it is, then fight me for it. Fight me for this U.S. title. Solo, I'll warn you. Only warn you one time. If you ever think about coming this way, you know what I'm about. And what's popping with me, blood? You know Jacob Fatu is all gas. No brakes with it. You know what I mean.
When you say all gas, no brakes, you sound like an auto mechanic explaining the problem with my car.
Sorry, sir. What's wrong with my car? Oh, your car is all gas, no brakes. With it. You know what I mean?
With it. Your car got no gas. It's got all gas but no brakes with it. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
Oh, that was great.
So then Solo tries to hit a spike. Jacob evades it, or blocks it, hits the headbutt. This brings out JC. He eats the headbutt too. But then Solo chop blocks Jacob Fatu. They were beating him up. And then Jim Uso, makes his entrance. Hits a super kick. JC responds with the lariat. They start beating up Jimmy. Then Jacob rises behind them.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob takes out JC with the flying forearm, super kick to Solo. He headbutts Solo a bunch in the corner. Sends JC out of the ring. Hip attack to Solo. He looks over to Jimmy, but then Jacob's looking for a moonsault on Solo. Solo rolls out of the ring, and then Jacob screams at him before grabbing the belt. So later on, Jacob's backstage with the promo. He says, "I just spoke to the man. He makes everything possible. Next week, Solo, Night of Champions, me and you, mano a mano. I'm about to dog walk your ass. U.S. title, get in where you fit in. Not, it's about to be all gas, no brakes with it. You know what I mean."
So what's the problem with your car, sir? It won't stop.
Looking to get your car serviced. We're all gas, no brakes with it.
My car's not stopping. Yeah, because it's all gas. But there's no brakes with it. Oh, man.
You know what I mean?
Oh, shit. I got a cramp.
Oh, there we go. All right.
Fuck.
Relax there for a moment.
All right.
So it seems like you were right when you said a couple weeks ago that you thought Alexa and Charlotte were going to start a tag team. That seems to be the direction they're heading. So after Alexa takes the loss to Asuka, she's walking backstage. Chelsea Green, Alba Fire, Piper step up. Chelsea says, "Serves you right to lose. If I was in, I would have built my parliament by now." And Alexa says, "If it's an issue, face me in the ring again." Charlotte walks up, says, "If anyone should still be in this tournament, it's me. If it wasn't for your friend tapping out too late, I'd still be in it. I'm going to have this match made and tap you out tonight." And Chelsea says, "Well, I'm going to get a bank holiday established." And walks off. And Alexa says, "I don't need your help." And Charlotte says, "I wasn't here to help you." So we have Charlotte versus Chelsea. Charlotte does get the win. Chelsea taps to the figure 8. Piper runs in right after she taps and breaks it up with a senton. So then Piper and Alba are attacking Charlotte after the match. Alexa runs out to make the save, hits Alba with hits Chelsea with a Sister Abigail. Flair boots Piper out of the ring, and then Alexa extends her hand, and then Charlotte just walks past her and leaves.
Yep. And that's your SmackDown. Wow, there was nothing in the tag division, huh?
Nope.
No Wyatts.
No Wyatts. No
Wyatts
DIY. No Motor City Machine Guns.
No Motor City Machine Guns with it. All right. Well, there you go. So,
maybe if Jacob Fatu needs some help against Solo and JC, he should enlist Motor City Machine Guns. But of course, Motor City, cars, all gas, no brakes.
All gas, no brakes. Yeah.
With it.
With it. With it. Oh, man. Let's go ahead and answer some questions from the Friendos. You guys can post your questions up on the Patreon or the YouTube if you're a channel member or a patron for all the recaps. The Elite 0356 says, "What's a better option? Have Roxanne take Liv's tag title like Naomi did with Jade, or have the titles relinquished with Roxanne and Raquel winning a tournament to crown new champions?"
I feel like it's going to be the former, but it would be interesting if it was the latter, where they'd have to develop some measure of chemistry and teamwork through this tournament or gauntlet match or whatever scenario that existed to win the tournament or win the titles back.
I feel like that's a bit more of a... I personally would prefer a tournament, but there's already been the precedent established with Bianca doing that. That's pretty recent.
Yeah.
Unless Pierce was like, you know what? That's how... No, they're a cross-brand thing, so that wouldn't make sense either. Yeah, I don't know if all of a sudden, Aldis and Pierce were like, you know what? We don't want to establish that because it blew up in our face last time because of what happened.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a tournament. So Raquel, find yourself a partner. Yeah, if she was sort of backed into the corner like, oh, God, I guess I'm stuck with Roxanne because Finn made the hard sell and, Liv's not around to say yes or no. Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe that'd be more interesting. Plus, you get a tournament for them. So, yeah that's probably better. I like that.
Sebastian Garcia says, "What are some of your favorite movies of the 2020s? I'll be perfectly honest. I've probably seen fewer movies in the 2020s than I have in any other previous decade.
Oh, easily.
I don't watch as many movies as I used to.
I think like what you're saying makes a lot of sense if you take a look at it per year, but also we're only 5 years into it.
Yeah, I know. So on an average basis per year.
You are generally less interested in the output these days.
Yeah. I find a whole lot of fictional movies especially that interesting these days.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's see. Let's take a look. Movies.
That said, I liked Oppenheimer a lot.
Yeah, Oppenheimer was a cool flick. Let's see here.
Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. That was really good.
That was a great movie right there. That was a great movie.
Those are the two that really stand out.
2020s movies of the decade. 20s. Oh, here we go. The Batman. I enjoyed that one.
Oh, that was good.
Did you see Poor Things? I never saw that.
Yeah, I saw it. It was okay.
Oh, the Spider-Man Across the Universe Spider-Verse thing was cool.
Oh, yeah, that
was
cool,
good.
Too.
I heard good things about Godzilla -1, but I never saw that one.
I started it, and I never finished it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the Banshees of Inisherin.
Oh, you like that one a lot.
It was fun, It's like whatever. It was good. I feel like I've enjoyed television more than movies
Yeah, same.
this year. 2020s in film. Here we go. Oh, you like the Top Gun Maverick?
Yeah, that was a fun movie.
Inside Out 2, I like that one. I'm just looking at like the top. Like, I like the Minecraft movie. What do you say? Man Sandwich.
Yeah.
That was fun. My kid
I
liked
guess
that
The
one.
Last Dance, the Bulls documentary was in 2020. That was great.
That was awesome. That was really good. Yeah. Was Avengers Endgame in the 2020s?
I don't think so, but don't quote me on that.
I thought Infinity War was 2019. Hold on a second. Avengers Endgame. When was that? Oh, that was 2019. Okay. Infinity War must have been the year before.
Or 2 years before.
Okay. Well, yeah. Not a lot of good movies.
Luis asks, when seeing or meeting a wrestler in real life, were there any that surprised you?
In real life, were there any wrestlers that surprised me?
Yeah.
I was, I'm not going to say shocked, but I was very pleasantly surprised by number one, I was pleasantly surprised by how nice a lot of them are.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I expect them to be assholes. And the context of us meeting him is usually under media stuff.
Yeah.
But like Adam Cole and credit, like just super, super nice guy. But I don't think anybody would be surprised by that. AJ Styles, nicest guy. Sasha Mercedes Moné, super nice.
Chelsea was super nice.
Chelsea's amazing.
See, Chelsea
God
was,
damn it.
we, at the StarCast in Chicago, our table was next to hers during her autograph meet and greet signing thing.
That was much more of a in the wild.
Yeah, it was. It was much more of a casual thing. It wasn't, an interview type deal. Just the most charming person.
We're just a couple of dudes, and she was so fucking nice to us.
Yeah.
Like, she was, like, very friendly, because we were just sitting at her table, and she was next to us, and so she shows up, and legitimately, it's like, like when somebody talks about, oh, my God, this person really lights up a room. She legitimately does. It's crazy. No, her charisma is next level.
Yeah.
And she was just an incredibly genuine, sweet person. Yeah, Chelsea's awesome.
Yeah, Chelsea is awesome.
So I love this question here, because this is breaking news to me. But just a couple hours ago, who says this? I think it's Dave Matuszek. Where's the damn thing? Yeah, Dave Matuszek. Says, considering that there's a trademark for WWE late night in the works.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So the application cover goods service related to hosting and producing live entertainment shows and comedy performances. So WWE late night.
They can bring back, what was it, Tuesday Night Titans with the talk show type deal?
Turn off my microphone really.
All right. I don't know what that's going to be. That is a good question.
Sorry, I had to blow my nose.
What could WWE late night be?
Oh man. Obviously a Johnny Carson-esque Tonight Show situation, but
so Tuesday Night Titans, that's what that was.
Yeah. Like dumb animal tricks.
Yeah.
Stuff
Who would be
like
the
that.
Ed McMahon on that show?
Well, who would be the Johnny? Honestly, it should be Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
That would be great.
That would be amazing.
That would be good.
That would be hilarious.
That would be good.
Yeah.
What they're probably going to do is find like some comedians out there to be the host and co-host, and then have wrestlers as the guests. That's probably what it's going to be.
It's going to be like with that Bert Kreischer guy.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. The WWE's got some great personalities. Just use a wrestler.
I know. Kirby Beef Tip says, in the best in the world wrestling tournament using only wrestlers who have used that title in their prime, who would win?
So you got Punk, Jericho.
Would Kenny count? He was best bout machine. Not exactly best in the world, but I think that's the same idea.
Okay,
right?
if anybody claims that they're the best at wrestling, then I feel like that's so. Yeah, best bout machine. I think Cena, greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Fits. Natalia calls herself. Shane calls himself the best in the world. Yeah, that's right. Natalia calls herself the best of all time. I think the boat, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So you got those six.
Ray says the greatest luchador of all time.
Okay, well there you go.
So there's
there you
Ray
go.
in there.
Ray's in that tournament.
For sure, Shane does not win. Because he was nowhere
Shane-
close to actually being the best in the world.
No, but that shit was funny.
It was.
Oh man, I really need to reanalyze my thoughts on Shane McMahon.
No, I feel like you got a pretty good assessment of him.
Nah, man, he's great. Shane's awesome.
Greg Morris says, I've been rewatching your Wrestling Quiz Challenge videos, a series I'd love to see return in the future.
Yeah, I'd love that. That'd be great too. I don't know. Larson's got to kind of come over here.
Yeah.
Like I'd love to do Wrestling Jeopardy.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
But whether or not that'll happen, I don't know. I have kind of an idea that I need to run past you in private. That could bring that kind of stuff back. Killer Whale Toys says MTV unplugged Alice in Chains, unplugged Nirvana, unplugged Pearl Jam. Which ones is superior? I'm partial. I think Nirvana's is probably the best of them because they were doing shit like that's when they did the cover to the Bowie song and
the Meat Puppets.
The Meat Puppets, yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's probably the best one. But then I remember a friend of mine, it was like a platonic lady friend of mine. She was like, the best album to have sex to is Alice in Chains Unplugged. And I was like, good case to be made for that being the best Unplugged.
Interesting.
Yeah. Eddie did too much with the Pearl Jam one. Writing on himself and doing...
Standing on the stool.
Standing on the stool.
Yeah, I thought that was
He did too much.
I'll say this about the Pearl Jam one. They probably did the best job is the right phrasing to use. The closest approximation to what the otherwise Electric Live experience of a Pearl Jam concert was in terms of the energy level.
Oh, sure.
Level of performance. You can tell, everybody else kind of toned it down for the proceedings, and Pearl Jam didn't.
Yeah, okay.
We're going to put on a normal show. We're just going to have acoustic guitars.
Soundgarden never did one, did they?
Mm-mm.
Wow.
Nope.
It's a bummer.
Eugene here says, best superhero movie of all time in your opinion.
I'll be honest, man. I've seen some clips out of Bollywood superhero movies that are fucking crazy. I feel like I haven't even seen the greatest superhero movie of all time. It's probably out of Bollywood.
Could be.
It's probably an Indian movie.
Of the ones you have seen, though.
I don't know. I'm probably partial to Thor Ragnarok. Probably that one. Because it doesn't take itself too seriously. It's got a great... Nobody's been able to capture the vibrancy of Jack Kirby the way that movie does. And in fact, some of the stuff is directly inspired by it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe that. Probably that.
Batman 89 for me.
Yeah, it's a killer movie, man. That made me get into comic books and everything that, then I got into movie making or wanting to get into movie making. So that was a huge, probably the biggest creative influence on my life was Batman 89.
Yeah.
So yeah, much love for that as well.
Time More here says, if you can cut a pipe bomb promo on the other, who would you give a shout out to when you looked at the camera and broke the fourth wall?
Oh, probably Hilton.
Yeah, Hilton would be first.
Because the Hilton Larson backstage brawl, that was like the CM Punk Young Bucks thing. In our lore, it's Larson and Hilton almost getting into a fight at a party, almost getting into a drunken brawl, having to be separated by people.
Again, I think that's something that was probably relatively minor that's been built up to such mythic proportions by you.
So at this point, though, the fact that you said it's something that was probably minor, you're admitting that it actually did happen.
No, I haven't admitted it ever happened because I have no memory of it. I have no memory of it.
So, yeah, I'd say, hi, Hilton.
I've never been so imbibed that I've forgotten things. Never.
Oh, I have. Yeah.
I never have.
Well, I don't know. Okay, so I don't know about yeah, but dude, come on. You haven't been so imbibed, but you're old, so you're bound to forget things.
Yeah, I remember a lot about those days. A lot.
I don't see, you weren't, no, don't get me wrong. I don't think that at all that you were, I think Hilton was annoyingly drunk. I don't think anybody was so drunk that they were like out of it. I think he was just annoying the living shit out of you, which happened a lot. And like this particular time, he almost crossed a certain line and he almost killed the guy.
I don't believe that ever happened.
So yeah, it'd be Hilton. What would it be for you? Who would you do this?
Oh, I would name some of our professors of junior college that we share.
Yeah, Tucker.
Yeah, Perry.
Mr. Tucker. Perry. Mr. Yeah, that was where we really bonded.
Yeah,
Going in Raw would not exist if not for Mr. Perry's astronomy class.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't say Adam Mayhem.
Yeah, could have said Adam Mayhem.
Could have said Adam Mayhem,
Yeah. John the Revelator says best band with best opening and closing songs. John here says Radiohead. So first and last songs on their albums. For example, on Rainbow's 15 Step to Start, great song. Last song's Videotape.
How can I when I'm wrong? Yeah. Oh, and then videos. Oh my God.
Good. Both great songs.
Both great songs. So what's the actual question here?
A band with the best opening and closing songs. Steve, we need to have a serious discussion. I don't think this is necessarily the platform for it. We might have to do a dedicated show separate from any wrestling content for this. I need you to play along. I need you to do something for me.
I know what you're going to say, and you're going to be disappointed with my answer. Go ahead.
I know, because you're going to say, I'm not interested. I probably won't tell the difference.
Oh, but I do have something to say. Go ahead.
You need to listen to the original version of Pearl Jam's 10.
Yeah, I know. I could.
And Brendan O'Brien's remix.
I actually meant to do this the other day. I will tell you this in advance. Don't expect too much simply because, bro, I'm telling you, guys like you and Rob, you guys have the ears where you can pick apart the differences in remasters or remixes. I have such a hard time. I listen to it and it's like, I fucking don't know if it's Coke or Pepsi.
So isn't be a great stereo? Like I listen to it in my car. This isn't some hi-fi situation.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I think the car's got a decent stereo setup, but it ain't great. It's not perfect.
Yeah.
Listen to the original mix of release. Listen to the remix version.
Okay, all right, I will.
Or for that matter, listen to another one was Why Go.
Ooh, yeah, okay.
Listen to that one,
really?
And then even if there's so many aspects of it to talk about, but the EQing of both those records is so different with the newest one. Literally sounds like it was mic'd in a cardboard box.
Yeah.
It sounds so muffled and boxy.
Really?
Yes.
All right. Well, I'll check it out, but no promises that I'm gonna bring you back something. I will bring you back this though. We had a hot take on Wednesday, I think, where somebody had said that Wu-Tang's debut album, Enter the 36 Chambers,
great album,
is better than anything any of the NWA solo members did. Of course, Dr. Dre's The Chronic is like an all-timer for me. Mm-hmm. I went back and I actually listened to, and I had actually listened to a lot of it before, I just hadn't realized, but the Enter the 36 Chambers I listened to. I listened to it from front to back. Terrific album, a classic, highly influential, all the respect in the world. Then I listened to The Chronic. It ain't a competition. The Chronic clears it far and away, like far and away. Just a couple superficial reasons. Number one, Larson, can you explain to me, or can you tell me, please, what album pioneered the term D's nuts?
That would be Dr. Dre's The Chronic, Steve.
What album, correct, pioneered the term biatch?
If memory serves, that would be Dr. Dre's The Chronic.
Correct. So immediately, The Chronic wins. But goddamn, sonically, The Chronic is so fucking... And the funny thing is this. Dr. Dre's a dog shit rapper. He is not a very good rapper.
No.
But what he talks about is like, oh my God, there's like one lyric from, I think, Let Me Ride, where he's like, bodies being found on Greenleaf with the fucking heads cut off. Oh my God. Who's cutting off these heads?
Didn't Snoop Dogg write all the lyrics?
Write all the lyrics for Dre? Oh, maybe. That's possible.
Because I know Jay-Z wrote the lyrics for, I think it's Forgot About Dre on The Chronic too.
Oh, really? Okay. All right, I got to take a look at some of that. It's entirely possible, but so nobody's going to claim. I always felt that kind of stuff was kind of overrated because for a time people were like, "Oh, Eminem's like the greatest rapper of all time," like from a technical rapping standpoint.
Yeah,
I never really cared about the guy. But no, the Chronic is goddamn, it's so good. The level of storytelling on that album is
it's really
ridiculous.
good. It is.
And part of it obviously is the subjective nature of A, nostalgia, B, just that West Coast sound, the G-Funk thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just it just feeds my soul.
You should listen to Liquid Swords, Jizz's first solo album, and then Only Built for Cuban Links. Raekwon is a great storyteller.
Okay, I'll check those out. I'll check those out. I will. Because look, I'm fine going down, like, getting my Wu-Tang journey started.
Absolutely.
I'm fine with that. But that being said, I'm here, I'm 40, whatever years old.
Yeah.
White as can be. Just putting a stop to anybody saying that the Wu-Tang is, that Enter 36 Chambers anywhere close to the Chronic. It's not. It's not.
What are the first and last tracks on the Chronic? I don't remember.
I don't know. Honestly, they're probably let's see here. Probably shit we're not allowed to say. Chronic track listing. I know how it starts, and let's see here. It's just called the Chronic intro.
Yeah.
And then the second one is Dre Day. Also, it's objectively hilarious that like so much of the Chronic is just like him talking shit about Eazy-E and like a super old, overweight white guy who just owned him on contracts. And the level of Dre being pissed off about that is hilarious. So yeah. There's a song called there's a whole song called D's Nuts. There's a song called Rat-a-tat-tat. The Chronic is so great.
Oh,
and of course, here's the thing, Larson, if it wasn't for the Chronic, we never would have had maybe the greatest song of all time, Indo Smoke, from Mr. Grimm.
Yeah.
And Nate Dogg, I think. Yeah. Anyways. That was fun. That was a fun episode today.
This is a great question. This is a good one to end on.
Oh, good.
Of course, with the NBA season just wrapping up. Miko here asks, what current NBA player embodies the Steven Larson pro wrestling podcast community? Sorry, what NBA player embodies the Steven Larson of the wrestling podcast community? So who embodies us?
Man. God damn, that's a good question, but I don't nothing springs to mind automatically.
Current NBA player. Okay.
I'm trying to make a case for James Harden right now in my head. Great beard, kind of low-key hilarious guy.
I mean, that's kind of my play style when we play. I dribble a lot and chuck up threes,
There you go.
So
there you go. Didn't he go to like China a couple off seasons ago, and to a bunch of Chinese children, he started talking shit about his owner? I feel like that's the most Steven Larson.
What was the quote? I don't need a system. I am the system.
Oh, I don't need a system. I am. But on the other hand, dude, hold on a second. Russell Westbrook. I feel like that dude is very Steven Larson coded.
Yeah.
Because he'll sit there and shoot and just be like, why did he just shoot that?
Yeah.
And it bricks. But then he seems like the sweetest guy in the world.
He
Like
does.
There was that one press conference or post game thing where he was like wearing like his kid. I literally have a shirt that I use some of my kids' artwork and I wear it like on the show. Somebody once said, "Hey, I like your Radiohead shirt." And I'm like, props to my kid for drawing this.
Yeah.
But he did the same. He had like a shirt that his kid had drawn and he was like showing it off or something.
Yeah.
Seems like the loveliest guy. I'm gonna say Westbrook.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
That guy's awesome.
Russell Westbrook it is.
Oh man. Anyways, that's gonna do it for the show today. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We appreciate it. Till next time, we'll see you guys around.
Goodbye.